Okay, so I want to walk you through how to use our Moodle site, especially if you've never used Moodle before. And even if you have, I use Moodle differently than another instructor might use Moodle. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through some things to expect from me this semester and the way the course is going to run. And then just some things to look out for in terms of assignments and how to upload them. So when you log into the class, this is generally what you'll see. Let me change over to student here real quick. So this is what you'll see when you log in. I have my introductory video up here, and then if you scroll down the page, there's just some basic course materials there for you to use. So before I get too far into this, I just want to say most people, when they get on Moodle, they kind of see this stuff over here, and they'll click assignments to see what's due, which you can do that, but these are not all the assignments that are due. So there's other things that wouldn't be listed under here. So my recommendation at the outset here is to not really focus on the right side of the page at all. Quite frankly, if I could get rid of it, I would. I think the best plan of action is just scroll down the page and operate out of the weekly folders that I have available to you. That's really the way that I run the course, and it's the way that I expect you to kind of progress through the course. So all you really need to do then is, as you scroll down, I have it set up for each week that we're in. So I have the week, I have the topic or the speech that we're on, and then the dates. So our first week is May 20th through the 26th. If you just click this, it'll drop down, and you'll see I have a video here that goes over a PowerPoint. I have Amanda Miller's introductory video that I told you about in my introductory video, and some other class materials. So these are things that you should look over like you would if we were in class looking over these materials. There's a PowerPoint here that you can open and look at, and I go over that PowerPoint in this video. So anything under materials is just stuff that we would, be reading for class time or discussing in class, if we were on campus. But then the things you really need to look for and worry about in terms of turning in and what to submit are always going to be under what's called weekly assignments. So class materials are just things to kind of look at, and they might enhance your understanding or supplement the assignments that are going to be due. But weekly assignments are the actual things I'm going to grade. So just keep an eye on that. Anything under here is what's due that week at the end of each week. And the way that I've set it up is that ultimately everything has to be completed by Sunday at midnight for each week. It's just the easiest way to keep track of all this stuff. Now, keep in mind, though, that some of these discussion posts you need to kind of have done before Sunday so that you can do the responses by Sunday. And I actually need to add here, for instance, that the introduction speech that you have to upload has to be uploaded by Friday, and the responses by Sunday. So keep an eye on that. This is going to require that you check in a couple times each week. Usually, if it's like a discussion post, these are kind of the dates, right? Your initial post to the discussion board by Wednesday, responses due by Sunday. This speech is probably the only one that I'm going to have due on a Friday, just because it's you introducing yourself to the class, so I want people to respond and just introduce themselves and welcome you, and you can welcome the other students as well. Every other speech I'm just going to have set up due on the Sunday, and we'll critique it as we need to later. So that's generally it. I mean, if you go down, I'm not finished week 2 yet, but as of filming this, if you go down, same thing, class materials. I'm probably going to have a video up here, read over this stuff, and then these are the assignments, all discussion boards at the moment, right? So that's more or less it. To the course, there's not much to it. I mean, it's just each week you come and do this work, and just scroll down the page. Most of this stuff I have set up as completed. So if you finish this correctly, it should give you a little check mark next to it. If there's no check mark, you might have to go back and see if you've missed something. Like maybe you didn't respond, you didn't have 2 replies to your classmates or something like that. And then in terms of other types of assignments that you might see here, most of these again are discussion boards, but you might see like this, for instance, this little hand holding a paper. This is not a discussion board. It's where you would upload a document. So I just want to show you the differences here. If you see the hand holding a piece of paper and you click the link, it'll say no attempt, not graded yet, and you have this add submission button. So once you open this up, you can add your submission, and then you can just drag and drop a file here into the drop menu, or you can upload it with this button here and just click add file, whatever's easiest for you. And then so you can upload it, hit save changes, and it will probably, let me just do a sample here. Okay, so this is what it'll look like. Okay, so it says submitted for grading. And then you can edit it, I think, up until the time that it's due, but otherwise it's just submitted, and you're good to go. And then it comes in on my end. So that's how you would upload a document if it's one of those hand holding a piece of paper things. For the discussion boards, which are most of the types of assignments that you'll complete, open it up. And I don't think I have one started in this, so there's no thread started here, but typically it'll say what you need to answer, and then you'll see probably like a post here thread. So let me go up to the top, the one that I have done. Okay, so your first discussion board that's due this week. Okay, so this is sort of the assignment, initial post. This is what you need to do, right? And then so I have the thread set up, so you just need to click post here, the link there, and it opens up the thread. So you would need to reply to my post here post, right? So I've copied the assignment in here, so you don't have to remember anything like that. You can see it right there, and then you just hit reply. You type in your post, make sure you have a subject, and then you can type your answers to the assignment there. You hit submit, and then it'll just post to the thread. So it's basically a forum. Most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with forums. So it's just a forum setup, and that's more or less it. I mean, that's most of the types of assignments that we'll be completing on Moodle. In the next half of this video, I'm going to talk about uploading YouTube videos. But essentially, like when you have to upload a speech, so when you go in here and it says speech number 1, and I'm waiting. Okay, so speech number 1 is the assignments right there. So post the video. All you need to do for this is just copy and paste the URL for your YouTube video, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So let me open this up real quick. Okay, and then this, so I'm going to cut this here, and I'm actually going to go over to YouTube and show you how to do a YouTube video, how to upload a video. So let's say we need to upload a speech. So you've finished these aspects of your speech, you've recorded it, you're ready to upload it to YouTube. Okay, so go over to YouTube, and for those of you that are not familiar, it's fairly simple. So when you go to the YouTube homepage, this is what it will look like. You'll have different videos than me. And all you have to do is really just hit this button right here. It's like a camera with a plus sign on it. And then you can upload a video or go live. We want to upload a video. And then you'll get this screen. And so this is another drag or drop aspect. I'm going to tell you something. If you don't want other people to see this other than the class, you can make this unlisted. I would make it unlisted because if it's private, I'm not sure that you'll be able to see it in the discussion board. But if it's unlisted, you can't really look for it. Only, you basically have to share the link every time you want someone to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and put unlisted here. And then I'm just going to kind of upload a random video. So these are some videos I made for the class right here, right? I have, what I usually do is I record it on QuickTime, and then I put it through iMovie, and then I export it as a M4V. I'm not sure that you need to do that, so I'm just going to upload the QuickTime video, and there, it's uploading. Okay. So it'll upload, and it's going to take a while. Just be aware of that. It's really going to depend on your internet and how long the video is and how big the file is. But while it's uploading, just so you can kind of see what's going on, there's a couple different things you can do. So you can put the title of your video, which should be SPD 103, the speech that it is, so introduction speech, and your name. So SPD 103, introduction. All right, and then if you want, you can add a description and tag it, but there's really no need to tag it. And then if you didn't change the privacy, you can still change the privacy here on the side and just make it unlisted. And then there's a couple other things you can do. So translations you don't need to worry about, but advanced settings, if you go to advanced settings, you can categorize this as really anything. I like to categorize it as education. I try to turn subtitles on, so if anybody wants to contribute subtitles, it also allows YouTube to do the subtitles. And you put a recording date on there if you want, and it all kind of looks like this. And an error has occurred. All right, great. So that might happen. Let me try this again here. So if an error occurs, just try this again. This is probably because I uploaded a QuickTime video, not an MV4. So I'm going to upload this version instead. All right. So I've already uploaded this, so I'm not really going to sit here and wait, but I just want to show you a couple other things. So you can change the category, you can change the language if you want, allow subtitles and closed captioning, and just other stuff like that. And when you're done, you can pretty much just hit publish, and then once it's done loading, it'll just publish and give you the URL. So, all right, so I'm not going to load this because I've already uploaded this to YouTube, but I'm going to show you. So I'm going to cancel it. So let's say you have your video and it's done, and YouTube will give you a URL like right in here. It says this is where your video can be located. So you just copy that URL. It's copied over. So I'm just going to copy the basic URL here real quick. All you need to do, hit paste there on the screen, and just paste that URL into the reply, and you just hit submit, and you're done. And your video should either embed itself, or it'll just have the link, and people can open up the link in another browser. So that's basically it. That's really the only types of assignments that we'll have. So there's an assignment where you might need to upload a document. There's discussion boards where you have to reply, and then there's discussion boards where you have to upload the video. And that's more or less all there really is to know about the course. If you have any questions, let me know. But it's fairly simple. Just keep in touch with me through Remind if you're confused. If anybody would like a tutorial, and I'm going to send this out on Remind as well. If anybody wants a Moodle tutorial, let me know. I can make myself available on campus, or I can go over it like on YouTube Live, or we can make other arrangements. So, and the last thing I want to tell you is if you click this button up here at the top left in the corner, you check your grades out there. Just hit grades at any time in the semester and see where you're at. I'm sorry my internet's slow today. I'm going to blame it on Antietam broadband, but okay, so then here's like the stuff you'll be graded on. So the speeches, the case study that's due, and then all the discussion boards that we have. Right now, these all have different values, but I'm going to change that because I like to have my discussions worth more or less the same. Some of them might be worth a little bit more based on the assignment, but I'm going to go through and change some of that throughout the semester. And then your course total will be here at the bottom as it uploads. So that's really it. Like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me, please. I'm always available and willing to answer any questions. I know Moodle can be interesting for many people, so just let me know. And if nothing else, I will see you around in the chat.